Hey everybody, it's Tyler Austin. Thank you so much for watching. So this is going to be a brief description and demonstration of my 50 round pistol course of fire number 1. So this is going to be a pretty simple one. It's primarily going to be focused on draw strokes. But I do plan on doing a lot more of these. I plan on posting the first 2, maybe 3 of them on YouTube, and the rest of them will be for my player and Patreon subscribers. So if that's something you are interested in, be sure to check those out. Links will be down in the description below, of course. I do have a PDF for this that you can download. If you're watching this on my player or Patreon, it will be attached to the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, look down in the description. The link to the Google Drive document will be down there, and you can download and view this from that link. I do plan on doing these obviously for pistol, but also for rifle as well. I've already posted one of those in the last few days, and I plan on doing a lot of these for dry practice as well. So definitely be sure to check those out, especially if you subscribe to my player or my Patreon. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to start out with is a cold draw stroke at 5 yards with 3 rounds on target. Now I start all my pistol training, whether that's live fire or dry practice, with a cold draw stroke, because quite frankly, that's the most realistic scenario in which you're going to have to draw your pistol. If you have to draw your pistol in the real world in order to defend your life, it is going to be a cold draw stroke. You're not going to have the luxury of doing several practice reps before you have to do it for real, unless you had the dumb luck of having to defend your life while driving home from the range or something. But other than that, I mean, you will be drawing your pistol from a cold draw in the event that you have to defend your life. So to me, it's a very important thing to do, the first thing you do to the range, or for your dry practice as well. Also, it sets a good baseline for your capability, because again, you're doing it cold, so you don't have practice reps or anything like that. You're doing it cold, so it sets a good baseline for your skill level. So that's why I start every pistol session, whether that's again live fire or dry practice, with a cold draw. So again, first drill we're going to do is a cold draw from 5 yards with 3 rounds on target. I'm going to be using today my Smith & Wesson 5.7, just for those who are curious. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do it. You can either start with your hands up or your hands down low, whichever one. I'm going to go with hands up for this. Okay, so let's do it. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is something I call ascending draw stroke. So what these are, it's going to be ascending in speed. So your first few reps are going to be at 25%. So a quarter of the speed that you're typically capable of drawing. So it's going to be a very slow draw stroke. So for example, if you can consistently draw your pistol and get a shot on target in a second, it's going to be a 4-second draw stroke, just as an example. Then the next set is going to be at 50%, so half of that. So for example, if you're a 1-second draw to shot guy, it's going to be a 2-second draw stroke, then 75%, and then finally the last few reps are going to be at 100%. So it's basically as fast as you can go. So this is really good because the first, particularly the 25% and the 50% speed, it's really to hone and make sure you're doing absolutely everything correct. So it's really good for working on your mechanics and making sure that you're clearing that garment correctly, getting that good master grip, getting that good clean draw out of the holster, all that stuff. It's really good to really focus in on those mechanics. So I really, really like these ascending draw strokes for that reason. So again, the speeds are going to be at 25%, 50%, 75%, and then finally 100%. You're going to do 3 reps at each speed, and it's just going to be 1 round at 5 yards for each rep. So I'm just going to do 1 rep per, just for the sake of demonstration and for the sake of the length of the video. So let's go ahead. So 1 draw at 25%. So let's go ahead and do it. I'll start with my hands up. Okay. Next is going to be one draw stroke at 50%. Okay, one at 75%. And then finally, one at roughly 100%. Okay, and that's it. That's ascending draw strokes. Again, I only did 1 rep at each speed. I have a program for 3 reps at each speed. All right, so the next drill we're going to do is going to be a draw stroke to 3 rounds on target. Now, the purpose of this is to kind of push yourself a little bit with those 3 rounds. Obviously, you can kind of determine what you want in terms of precision, but the goal of this is after each set, you want to push yourself a little bit faster until A, you either start pushing the rounds out of the intended box you want to shoot in. For me, I'm just going to aim for high thoracic. If I keep it all in the high thoracic, I'm going to be happy with that. Or if it starts going out, so if you start shooting, you start going faster and faster, and you reach a point where those rounds start flying out of your intended target zone, then you either need to slow back down. That's where you know that's kind of your breaking point, so you need to bring it back down. Or if you're shooting really, really tight, you can reduce the target zone. So you can kind of go either way with this. But either way, I'm going to be doing this at 7 yards. I have it programmed in the course of fire for 7 yards. But again, we're going to do 4 sets of this. So your first set should be fairly fast, but well within your capability. Second set, you should start pushing it. And again, you should start pushing it to either those rounds start to come out of your target zone, or if you're trying to be more precise with it and you're shooting really tight, then narrow your target zone. You can do it either way. So let's go ahead and do it. Again, I'm just going to do 1 rep of it just for the sake of time and demonstration. So again, I have it programmed for 7 yards. I back the target off to 7 yards. It's going to be a draw stroke to 3 rounds on target. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, again, you're going to do 4 sets of that. All right, so the next drill is going to be the same exact drill, except we're going to push the target back to 10 yards. So same exact drill, 4 sets of 3 rounds per draw stroke at 10 yards this time. Other than that, it's the same exact drill. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. So again, I only did 1 rep of it, but again, you're going to be doing 4 reps of that total. All right, so the next drill is going to be, again, a fairly similar drill, except it's going to be pushed back to 25 yards. And instead of 3 rounds per, it's only going to be 2 rounds, and you're only going to do 3 sets of this. So again, 25 yards per 2 rounds per draw stroke and 3 reps in total. So let's go ahead and do it. And that's it for that drill. All right, so once you finish your 25-yard drill, at this point you've shot 45 out of our 50 rounds. So we're going to finish up with ready ups to reloads. And how you're going to do that is you're going to start with an empty magazine and an empty chamber. You can start with either the slide lock to the rear if you wish, or the slide forward. You're going to start for some sort of ready position, whether that's high ready, compressed ready, low ready, whatever. You're going to bring the gun up from a ready position, click, or if the slide's locked to the rear, or slide's locked to the rear or whatever, you're going to perform a reload into 1 round on target. And I have that programmed here for, I believe it's 7 yards at 7 yards. So you're going to do 5 reps of that to finish out the session. And that's it for this 50-round pistol course of fire number 1. Again, I plan on doing a lot more of these, so if you like these, definitely be sure to check out my Patreon or my player account. I'm only going to post a few of these onto my YouTube, and then I'm going to be posting a whole bunch more of them for just my player and my Patreon subscribers. And I plan on doing that for both pistol and rifle, as well with dry practice sessions as well. So be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and thank you so much for watching.